Now, but the truth is, all airliners kind of look the same. They all have the same blueprint. Got a round fuselage, we've got 2 wings right here, and a tail section that looks extremely similar on all airliners. Like, you could generally not tell that this is 737 from the tail, because it's all like vertical stabilizer and 2 horizontal stabilizer here, all the same designs, which is sad considering that airliners could genuinely look like this. Yes, we could genuinely build a canard type airliner indeed, and it's not really happened at all yet. See, I like canard airplanes. Why? Because they fly so nicely. Only in a recent video we talked about the Beechcraft Starship, which is a canard airplane and actually has the same design of wing that we're using here. Yes, I stole the object model from it, and they do fly interestingly. This is of course a private jet, just like this one, the Piaggio Avanti, even though that's not even, I mean, come on, that's kind of a cheating canard airplane because it still has a normal tail section, just has this wing in front. But these planes are known for one thing, and that is being able to fly extremely quickly, just like this plane. Ha! The Eurofighter Typhoon also is a canard airplane. Yes, in cruise flight, these interesting designs can have quite an advantage, and I mean, you can see it. This plane looks a lot more streamlined now that we've been able to get rid of the entire tail wings here. Look, instead they have been replaced by these huge vertical stabilizers here, whereas the horizontal stabilizer is up front, of course, in the canard area. Now the question is, why hasn't anyone built this kind of airliner? Mostly because it doesn't really solve that many problems to justify the huge development costs for building a whole new type of airliner. That's probably the main issue. Also, the flying, it flies a little weird. This is completely simulated now. I've spent a long time trying to make this properly work. I'll just tell you ahead of time though that I haven't gotten the animations to work. So right now I'm using the rudder, and these should actually deflect here according to the flight model. I just haven't gotten it to work. Look, these are all the flaps that can move. This, as you can see, is the elevators up front. Yes, this is where you control up and down, and here are the ailerons where you go left and right. Sadly, I haven't gotten them to work, but this is a fully working flight model. Now this is a 737. Nothing really has changed about how it handles on the ground, and honestly, this plane really, although it looks weird, doesn't fly exactly weird at all. I've tried to like simulate the new weight and balance. We're obviously designed to have the center of gravity quite far back into the airplane, because this is where all the fuel is stored. This is where the big engines are. But I mean, look at this huge wing up front. Now, so let's go ahead and take off here at Corfu Airport. Go full power. All is looking fine. One good thing is that in the cockpit, we don't have a lot of engine noise at all, because the engines are quite far in the back, so this is quite nice. So as you can see, we're accelerating just like normal, and we can take off just like normal as well. Yes, everybody, we're flying an extremely weird 737, and actually, it flies very interestingly. It seems a bit more performance, honestly. Like, it's able to climb a lot better. It seems almost as though it is more efficient, although that doesn't really make sense. Like, the drag is kind of the same, like in comparison to a normal wing configuration. That's like the thing, this concept doesn't really solve any issues. Either way, look at this. We're able to fly just nicely, although something you can tell is a bit of a weakness of all canard airplanes is yaw stability. So as you can see, we're kind of drifting around a little bit, but something I can really tell with this airplane especially is just how unstably it sits in the air, and I'm not kidding. Wait, let me see if the normal 737 autopilot can fly the plane stably. So this is what I'll do now. I will try to have the autopilot somehow balance out the airplane, but because of our horizontal stabilizer being a lot in front of the center of gravity, which sits around here, that makes the pitch just a lot less smoother. Like, just the fact, and this is kind of weird, that the canard wing here has visible wing vortices is a little bit scary. Well, at least, by the way, talking about that, this plane wouldn't have proper winglets. You don't need them. That's very efficient. But look, that's what I'm trying to say. Like, this autopilot is not really able to predict the stability of this plane, because it still thinks it's had a normal 737 wing on it. But actually, this is a flyable plane. This is actually no problem. And one thing I like about these canard airplanes is how they stall. Say, normally in a plane, you stall like this. You die. And when you enter a stall with a plane, you have to push the nose down to regain airspeed. This is very much unlike with a canard. What you do in a canard is nothing. Basically, let's go ahead and stall this airplane out. So we're bringing it down, we're bringing it down speed, and this is exactly what happens. Nothing. Because our front wing stalls out first, the nose drops automatically. And this is kind of what's happening here. And so this airplane is unable to properly stall. Can we bring it to a stall at all? Come on, not really possible. The wing in front just loses lift first, and so the nose drops automatically. No stall prevention required. Look, all we do is drop down. This is actually the best stall prevention system I've ever seen. Look, we actually maintain airspeed. I'm trying to pull up all the way. Absolutely no trouble. Good, this is perfect. Look, I'm fully pulling up this airplane and nothing is happening to it because this wing is stalling up. This is brilliant. Let's try to land it. I really want to see how this airplane flies like. Let's go ahead and put the flaps out all the way, which it just works like normal on this 737, though you don't have any animation of it. What we do see is the landing gear, and as you can see, it is situated very far back, you know, just under the wing, just like in the real 737, but instead it would be placed a few feet in front. And actually, this is really nice. You will never risk having a tail strike at all, and I feel like this makes it a bit more potent. So let's see how this works out. We're at a relatively short runway. I've landed here in real life. And I'm pretty sure we'll be able to land here and stop here. This plane flies totally okay. Like, I would have expected this to go a lot worse since I redefined the entire flight model here. No, this is perfect. Let's go and land now, okay? Let's go and put a reverse thrust here while flying. Let's see how that works out. Oh my God, that was insanely hard. All right, I'm sorry, but we can stop in no time with this airplane. Oh, I really am sorry there. Oh my goodness. Look at that. We've stopped without any trouble. And the reason why we dropped down like a stone, and I want to kind of show you that, is because of our canard design. Instead of an airplane that would have been stalling out like this on the runway, you know, the plane went out of flight like this, really. And so we dropped like a stone, and that is something that pilots have to adapt to on canard plane. But look, this is perfect. Something that is not perfect though is literally the entire design itself. Well, I mean, you could build this kind of plane, but it really wouldn't make sense. See, the conventional plane design is perfect for airlines. The whole fuselage only has one wing with the engine attached, with a landing gear attached, with the fuel tanks in one spot, and the other space can be used for doors, seats, cockpit, cargo space, and the wings can just sit on top and, you know, you don't worry. With this kind of design though, we have a wing that goes right through the fuselage, and that hinders a lot. Just by our door here, how would you board in front of the airplane? I just thought about this. This is absolutely impossible. Also, down here would be the avionics bay of the cockpit, and this would never work. I just kind of realized how dumb this is. See, even here, there's a little bit of object of the wing going through our cockpit as well as the actual cabin floor itself as well. This is insanely dumb. And also, overall, I would say this plane now flies a little bit worse. Like somehow I've made this airplane fly a lot worse. I feel like it needs a bit more airspeed to actually lift off. Let's see how that goes. Come on, let's try that now. Put up some flaps right here. See how that works. I think we need like 140 knots to actually fly, and that is a lot, you know, faster than the 737 would usually need. So yeah, below 140 knots, actually no possible at all. And oh my God, what the hell is wrong with that flight simulator? Yeah, I've kind of made this plane a bit worse, but hey, at least we can now fly a lot faster. Although I don't really notice that. We're not really faster at all. We haven't fixed any issue, except for the fact that passengers now have a much better view of the outside because the wing is so far back. Look, we have to travel all the way to the back of the cabin to see the actual wing. That's kind of nice. Look, even here on the back, we can see a little bit of wing. Now, oh, this is a nice wing. Okay, maybe it's a bit of a problem that the vertical stabilizer obstructs our view a little bit too much. Yeah, this is just all in all just completely worse. You know, all in all, we can say though that canard plane definitely makes sense. It just doesn't make sense to redesign an entire airliner for the little bit of benefits that we might have and we might not have. Maybe in the future we're gonna see. Maybe we're gonna see a canard. So let's try this again. Oh yeah, we're flying at a slow speed. Let's do a nice landing for once. Okay, let's not drop the nose. We need a little bit more speed now. 150 knots is good. Okay, that was a nice. You know what? This is it's great for a Reiner. You know this. And we don't even... Do we stop? Can we stop? Oh, yes, we can. So everything guys so much for watching this interesting video of the future of aviation, maybe. And I'll see you guys tomorrow as always. Good night. And a special thanks goes out to my members, my supporters. Guns Killer, R27, James Duram, that dude, Anime Gods of Gaming, Derek, Insider Plane, Nishijitsu Finer, Professional Jamal, Ryland Williams, and New York. You've got beautiful names.